If you hear that, it's aircon. Really hot day today. Doesn't help with the kind of meager amounts of stress that I get when I have to read news about physical media that makes the blood boil. Or at least makes me kind of grateful that I bought a ABC release back about, let's say about 10 years ago, maybe just less than 10 years ago. So we're talking about this, the Wallace and Gromit set from Shout Factory. I have the ABC, the Australian Broadcast Company. They had a Blu-ray release that came out back in 2014, 2016 period, which comes with everything except for the new movie. Actually, it came with everything except for Curse of the Were-Rabbit and obviously the new movie that just came out. But neither does the Scream Factory set. That doesn't come with the new movie that just came out, which I kind of am very thankful for, but also semi-concerned. Because, yeah, you've read the title, they've done AI stuff to it. They did it again. They pulled a James Cameron, a Jimmy C, as the... No one calls it really, but we should. I don't know. But I think if we actually use his name, it'd be a lot more... The derogatory meaning would be a lot more embroidered into it, wouldn't it? Than just saying Jimmy C. That makes it sound like he's cool, but we don't like him because he's an asshole. As we all know, James Cameron, big fan of taking his films and being like, look everyone, it looks like it was made yesterday because we've used AI technology to rub out all the grain, make everyone look like they're made of plastic, and every single word you see on screen, just a garbled... It's just that. That's what it is. And that's what happened, apparently, very much apparently, it's been proven with screenshots on Reddit today, which is great. Today is the 16th that I'm filming this. Maybe I'll release this video today out of just the sheer pandemonium of it, but it ain't great. But who do we have to blame? I have three people. Three people, maybe more. The people who created AI, the person that they hired to do the AI stuff at Shout Factory, despite them saying that the person isn't actually creating AI stuff, but they oversaw this whole entire project. Maybe it's Aardman's fault because they created the printer and then gave it to Shout Factory, so Aardman has used AI. But maybe it's also us. Not me, but you. Probably you. Did you buy those James Cameron releases? Did you buy The Abyss? Did you buy, what was that other one, that True Lies? Terminator 2? I mean, Terminator 2 doesn't count realistically because, well, that was not an AI upscaling, that was just a degraining to hell because they wanted to 3D it, and then they just chucked it on all 4K discs because they're a lazy bunch of bastards. That's kind of a different story. They didn't do it to the new Terminator, the Terminator, which is nice, but Aliens, The Abyss, True Lies, I think parts, but not very much of Titanic. I think Titanic, because it was a different studio, didn't have any of it, which is good. Those three, you know what they are. They had AI upscaling, they had AI restorations, which is basically saying that they just used the computer to remove all the grain, to make it look ugly, to make it look thin and flat and hideous, and just plain old crap. And you bought it. They're $60 a pop, at least in Australia, because you've got to import them because they're Disney titles. Of course. They're very expensive here. They're $60 to $80, maybe more, depending on, usually I would go with Amazon for that kind of thing, because marketplace value. If it goes up, it goes up. If it goes down, it goes down. It was very high initially because everybody wanted it, which I'm like, fucking wait. Honestly, you have no reason to rush into this. I waited for the reviews to come out. Reviews came out, said, hey, this is bad, this is awful. And then James Cameron came out saying that we all live in our basements. Motherfucker, we don't have basements in Australia. We just don't. Get fucked. So, someone who is like 3 times younger than James Cameron, I'm imagining he's 310, so I'm 10 years old. 15, apparently. Is that 10, 100 times? Anyway, for someone who's in their mid-20s, not liking the fact that James Cameron did these two his wonderful movies, I'm not going to buy them. Get fucked. I'll live without True Lies. I don't need to ever watch it again. I would love to. I would love to watch The Abyss again. I watched the extended cut in 70mm at the Astor a year or two ago, and it was great. I cannot believe that there is a shorter version of that movie. I would never want to watch that. It was perfectly good as it was, because Dad had seen the original theatrical cut and he was like, it's an okay film, but then we watched the extended cut, as a film print in the cinema, and he was like, actually, it was pretty good. And he actually watched True Lies on Disney Plus, and it did look awful. I had to point out. I mean, look, they did the same thing for the Beatles. That documentary for Get Back. They did the Peter Jackson's company doing the AI upscaling. I technically am guilty of buying that. I bought it for my dad because he wanted it, because he's a big Beatles fan and he didn't want to have to keep streaming it. Because I'm a supporter of physical media, I'm going to buy it for him. I'd probably buy True Lies and The Abyss for him if he wanted them as well. Probably. But again, they're on Disney Plus and he seems to be content of watching those there. And Aliens, we've got the original Blu-ray and DVD. I'm not going to buy a 4K for it if I don't need to. The original Alien looks superb on 4K. Aliens would look fantastic as well if they remastered it properly, but guess what? They didn't. So it's us as the consumers. I have to say us, because realistically it is all of us. It's not just you, it's not just your friends, it's not just people on the internet that you have read about. You know, it could be you yourself who is watching this video. I'm not specifically calling you out, but you might be at fault just as much as the rest of us. We're all at fault here that this has happened to Wallace and fucking Gromit. Can you believe that they've done that? A claymation, something that you literally have to make with your hands, has then had a computer just remove its soul, just rip it in half, rip out its soul, put it back together, and say, there you go, that's that thing you love, that you grew up watching, that's a masterpiece. What? What do you mean film grain, or, you know, words that actually make sense in the background, that are clearly handmade? I don't know, any form of texture or life, or anything like that. You don't want that. We're robots. We don't have any of that. Robots don't have life or texture. Maybe that's why AI gets rid of it, because it doesn't have life or texture, so it just replicates what it knows, and what it knows is nothing, because it doesn't have a soul. I don't believe in souls, but at the same time, when it comes to robots, they definitely don't have any fucking souls. So, yeah, we only have ourselves to blame for this kind of shit, because we're supporting physical media that's doing this. And you can't say that you're not. You may be adamant on bloody Reddit or Twitter or whatever the fuck platform you're using to complain about this shit, which is how I'm getting my information, thank you. You might be the one complaining about it, but you're also the one buying it. Now, of course, if it's a first-run thing, you know, you've bought it because you pre-ordered it, because, you know, you want it, you've had no prior inclination, no one has had any prior inclination that it's going to be like this, it's going to have an AI remove its soul, then sure. I don't completely blame you for first-run prints and that kind of stuff, especially this guy who bought, you know, pre-ordered the Shout Factory version of the Wallace and Gromit set and got it, and then revealed to everyone they've butchered it. That's the kind of thing where, because I would be in America, because that's how I would get that so early, and also I'm not in America, I am in Australia, so I would never be able to return that in Australia, but if I was in America, I would email them and ask for a refund. I would return it, ask for a refund. I wouldn't do that kind of crazy thing that I think some people have done in the past, where they've just gotten, was it the Justice League thing where they were doing the Zack Snyder one, and all the fans of of Zack Snyder got their Blu-rays for the film and just like destroyed them and burnt them and just hit them with a cricket bat or whatever the fuck. Like, it's just, I wouldn't do that, because it's still expensive. Like, you've still spent your money on a property. Just resell it. Donate it to a charity bin, you know? Assuming it wasn't that expensive to buy in the first place, but don't destroy it. That's just stupid. Ask for a refund. Just email them. Say, hey, you butchered this. I don't want it. Take it back. Give me my money back. I bought art, and this isn't art. This is a piece of shit. You know, you can't. They won't let you. If you've opened it, they probably won't let you do it, you know. You could say that there's damage to the discs, and then they would be like, oh, show us the evidence, and then you just show them the screenshots of the AI stuff, and this is damaged. You've damaged the original film prints. I don't want this. I didn't pay for this. I didn't ask for this. You promised me restored versions of the original from the original camera negative, and instead you give me this? What the fuck is that? So, a benefit to being in Australia and not being heavy-handed and pre-ordering a lot of stuff, especially if it's US-branded stuff for the most part, you know, Scream Factory, Shout Factory, maybe some Kino Lorber's every once in a while, is that I can sit back, watch this shit unfold, realize, this sucks. This is awful. They're doing this, and it sucks. And I'm not going to participate in buying it because I know in advance, because the people in America, who are apparently 50 years ahead in terms of physical media, 100 years behind in terms of anything else, are telling us, hey, we're from the future and this sucks, you know? So I don't have to deal with that. because I don't have to buy it. And to be fair, again, I have the original ABC release of Wallace and Gromit. But with other things, I don't have them. I'm never going to be able to get The Abyss on Blu-ray. I'm never going to be able to get True Lies on 4K. You know, it's just never going to happen. I could get The Abyss on 4K as well, but it would be the exact same scan, the exact same restoration. Restoration. I gotta put quotations, because have they restored it? No, they've just butchered it and given it to you. Especially if it's like, I think, was Aliens like an upscale, and it wasn't even like a true, like, restored scan from the negative or whatever. Like, it's just, they just don't care. They want money. They'll do whatever they can to make things cheaper so they can get more out there and make it easier for them so that when they sell it to us for 3 times the price for no goddamn reason, and we buy it like a bunch of chumps. So it's all our fault. It's us. So if you've ordered the Shout Factory version, fucking cancel it. Unless you're really desperate just to have it, then sure, you know, if you're happy to suffice with an inferior product, a DVD's better. A DVD would be better quality than this fucking AI upscaled piece of shit. I'm hoping I have images here, otherwise I'm just like, the ether. I'm just imagining crap is like a piece of shit is right here, and this is what you're buying. So, yeah. After having seen some immaculate 4K restorations this year, the year of our Lord 2024, as the kids call it, it is depressing seeing this. It absolutely sucks to see what they've done with movies and TV shows, stuff that, especially with film grain, that gives everything life, and they've just stripped it. So yeah, that's really all my thoughts are on it. I mean, AI sucks. It shouldn't be used to upscale or remaster. It's a piece of shit. It's a piece of shit in general. I've hardly ever seen any good uses of AI. So my best suggestion here is just do your best to not contribute. Because, again, it's your money that is telling them that this is okay. The more people buy it, the more the companies think, hey, they're buying it. That means it works, and obviously we're getting a lot more money out of it because we've done the least amount of labor possible and the cheapest amount of labor possible to get this on the market. So it's insanely depressing, and yeah, it's one of those things where if you want the product that much, just choose to live without it. You know, I would love to have True Lies on 4K and Blu-ray. I've got a friend who's an Australian filmmaker who really, really wanted to get it. I'm pretty sure he actually did get it in the end. He caved. He was just like, I just really wanted it. It was just like, it sucks that this is what I have to deal with, but it's the only way to get it. And it's like, but you can push yourself to just not. Just never touch it. Just be like, find a DVD copy on eBay. You know, just try your best to just find something else, even if it is inferior in production quality, you know, an old Blu-ray scan, an old DVD transfer, whatever it be, just something that isn't this AI crap. Anyway, that's all. Good luck.